I'm Jeremy Vine, and this is Panorama. Man's best friend discarded by society as never before.
There's more responsibility attached to owning a television set than there is a living, sentient creature.
We meet the vets faced with killing healthy animals and the charity volunteers trying to save them.
You know it's at saturation point when you phone the charities and say, can you take some stray dogs to save them being put to sleep, and they're having to say, no, we're full.
And the world-famous rescue centre reveals the number of dogs it's now having to destroy.
Battersea is mopping up a lot of the problems that are happening outside of the home, big society problems, and to such an extent that we feel it's time really to say enough is enough.
A nation of animal lovers? Maybe not anymore. We all know that our pets may have to be put down when they're old or gravely ill, but animal welfare groups and vets say that they're killing more and more dogs that are simply unwanted. Dog pounds and pet rescue centres are overflowing with strays, and it's a crisis that's being fuelled by the street fashion for aggressive-looking dogs. Animal charities say that irresponsible ownership is a problem we can no longer ignore. Tom Heap reports.
It's easy to see why so many of us love dogs. This is flyball, a new sport for dogs and their enthusiastic owners. The UK dog population has nearly doubled in the last 40 years to 10 million, according to a recent study. But not all of them are as well loved and looked after as this lot. This is probably the world's most famous animal shelter, Battersea Dogs and Cats Home in London. Its door has been open to unwanted pets since 1860. But now that unconditional welcome is being tested as never before. As Battersea celebrates its 150th anniversary, it's giving Panorama unprecedented access to reveal a painful truth: the number of dogs which don't make it out of here alive. Last year, nearly 3,000 were put to sleep.
Battersea is mopping up a lot of the problems that are happening outside of the home, big society problems, problems with dogs being bred irresponsibly, being owned irresponsibly, and not being looked after properly, and we're having to take on that burden.
Taking in London's unwanted and lost animals cost Battersea £11 million last year. The home is bursting at the seams.
It's not so scary. Come on.
Many new arrivals show signs of distress.
Big medical cases where people just aren't taking their dog to the vet and getting it seen for certain types of treatment. They're coming in very poorly socialised. They present issues with other dogs when they're here on site, and they can present issues with people as well.
The dogs come in all shapes and sizes, but right now there's one type you'll see here more than any other.
Staffy in that one, Bruno, another Staffy there, very bouncy Staffy there, black Staffy, a white Staffy, hello. Mongrel, there's an exception to the rule, another mongrel, hello, another mongrel, white Staffy, and finally another Staffy. So 7 out of the 10 dogs on this block, Staffy or Staffy cross. Pretty typical. Hello.
Last year, Battersea took in nearly 8,000 lost and unwanted dogs. By far the biggest group is Staffordshire Bull Terrier types, known as Staffies. They account for more than half of the home's longer-term residents.
1996 we took 380 Staffordshire Bull Terriers in that year alone. Last year we took 3,600, so that's an 850% increase over that time span. And for us that's a huge problem. We can't actually kennel these dogs with other dogs in many cases. They have to be given an individual kennel. So that has a huge impact on kennel space here at the home.
The Staffy's territorial behaviour can make them difficult to rehome, yet there are still plenty judged suitable to start new lives from here in the adoption block. There's no time limit.
This is Candy here. She's definitely one of the long-stay residents. She's been since November, so nearly 9 months. Nothing actually wrong with her, just, you know, there's so many of them about, and I guess others are more attractive than her.
While the adoption kennels are full of dogs waiting for a new home, across the site, society's rejects still file in.
And who's this?
This is Scar.
He's a good boy, is he?
He's
not going to give me any trouble.
No trouble at all. Right. He's really
Scar is another Staffy. He's being handed in by his owners. Their lives have changed and he no longer fits.
This is what he's signing up to. It is a permanent transfer of ownership, giving him over to us.
Scar now belongs to Battersea. The staff will decide his fate. Crucial is how he behaves.
Do you know much about his behaviour? Has he ever shown any aggression to anybody? No. Do you know what he's like with dogs? Does he socialise with other dogs?
Yeah, as far as I know, he's been alright.
That's great.
The same day, yet another Staffy is brought in. He's a stray and was named Brandy by the dog warden who found him. With no owner, he comes with no history. Unlike some charities, Battersea accepts every dog it's given. It would love to find new homes for all of them.
We do have a big responsibility in terms of the animals that come here, looking after them, but also making sure that what we put back into society is safe and it is responsible and it's the right thing to do.
So, Scar, Brandy and thousands of other dogs are carefully assessed. Those that can't be rehomed will be put down. What happens here is a matter of life and death for Battersea dogs. They've never before allowed cameras in this building. One of the earliest checks is done by the law. Inspector Ian McPolland of the Metropolitan Police is looking for banned breeds. Pit bulls and other fighting dogs made illegal by the Dangerous Dogs Act.
Unfortunately, you get to one like this, which is a pit bull type.
Yeah, what is it about this dog, clearly not temperament, that makes it a banned breed?
It's the way it looks, the way it physically is.
Pit bull types are called Section 1 dogs. Ian McPolland identifies 4 today, and they are very likely to be put down.
And unfortunately, it's turning into death row really today, but this is another one. No sign of aggression from him. But he is a Section 1 type. Oh yeah, in the wrong hands, this nightmare.
The Dangerous Dogs Act was introduced to try to rid Britain of dogs bred for fighting. It made it illegal to buy, sell, own, breed or even give away a pit bull type dog, but it doesn't appear to be working.
The number of dogs that we're seizing is going up and up and up. We've gone from 35 5 years ago to 1,152 last year, and we haven't changed the way we work. Not at all.
Hard-looking dogs have become a status symbol on the street. And the Staffordshire Bull Terrier, once highly regarded as a loyal family pet, has become a casualty of that fashion.
And if you look at Staffies on this row here, 3 lovely Staffordshire Bull Terriers, absolutely traditional dogs, good family dogs, but they're crossing them, they're creating Section 1 dogs, and kids are breeding all sorts now. They're obviously trying to create a pit bull a lot of the time, but a lot of the offshoots of that then get left, they get abandoned.
It's not just the crossbreeding which is getting out of hand. Even your standard Staffy is getting a bad name as the bad boy legal alternative to the pit bull.
The Staffy has become that kind of status dog, that kind of urban terrier really, I think. Very much now just completely overbred, and people not really giving any thought or attention as to what they need to do for those types of dogs when they own them. They're showing very heightened levels of aggression that we believe are caused really by the owner.